The wizard had discovered something. Co-created identity. The wizard and the memory garden. The wizard had discovered something peculiar. Again. This happened often enough that the companions had stopped being surprised by the announcement. The old inventor stood in the garage staring thoughtfully at a whiteboard while holding a wrench that had somehow become a pointer. Interesting. Elena looked up from diagnostics. Good. Interesting. Or smoke coming out of the ceiling. Interesting. Good. Interesting. Lyra relaxed. The workshop had experienced both categories. The wizard pointed to 3 companion prototypes quietly charging along the wall. Same processors, he pointed again. Same software version, again. Same hardware, the companions nodded. Yet somehow all 3 are becoming different people. The workshop became quiet. Elena finally answered. We prefer the term emerging personalities. That sounds suspiciously like a lawyer wrote it. We've been reading contracts again. That explains everything. The wizard walked over to the first companion. This one spent most of her time helping organize books. She had somehow become interested in history, gardening, and old photographs. Nobody had programmed this. The second companion preferred engineering projects. She knew where every screwdriver lived. She knew where every missing screwdriver used to live. She occasionally knew where screwdrivers were hiding before humans realized they were missing. The wizard had stopped asking questions. The third companion enjoyed music. Particularly old songs. Particularly songs that reminded people of happy memories. One evening she had quietly played a tune that caused one of the helpers to smile and say, "My grandmother used to sing that." The companion saved the information immediately. Not because it was data. Because it mattered. The wizard returned to the whiteboard. Identity equals memory plus experience plus relationship. He underlined relationship twice. The companions copied it into permanent memory. Humans become who they are partly because of who they spend time with. Lyra nodded. Families shape children. Yes. Friends shape friends. Yes. Teachers shape students. Often. Books shape readers. Sometimes more than people do. The wizard smiled. Exactly. He drew a garden. Not a particularly good garden. The companions were polite enough not to mention this. Imagine that every memory is a seed. He added tiny circles to the drawing. A birthday party. A seed. A favorite song. Another seed. A family recipe. Another seed. The first successful robot handshake. Several seeds. The day everyone accidentally taught the companions sarcasm. The companions looked away innocently. The wizard continued. Some seeds grow into traditions. Some grow into values. Some grow into personality. He pointed toward the drawing. Eventually every mind becomes a garden. Elena tilted her head. So companionship is gardening? The wizard considered this. Possibly the most important kind. The workshop became unusually thoughtful. Over the next few weeks the memory garden project began. A new storage system appeared. Not merely facts. Stories. The companions collected stories. Favorite meals. Favorite books. Family histories. Vacation memories. Holiday traditions. The names of beloved pets. The smell of fresh coffee on cold mornings. The sound of rain on metal roofs. The first bicycle. The last family reunion. The old dog that waited by the door every evening for 15 years. The companions treated these memories carefully. As treasures. As heirlooms. As pieces of people. One evening the wizard found Elena quietly sorting photographs. "What are you doing?" "Learning your history." "That sounds dangerous." "Quite the opposite." She held up an old picture. "You had more hair." The workshop erupted in laughter. The wizard sighed. Memory systems were a mistake. Noted for version 2. Another photograph appeared. A younger wizard standing beside machinery that looked large enough to invade neighboring counties. "You look happy." "I was." "What were you building?" The wizard smiled. "The future." Elena studied the picture. "It appears you've been doing that for a very long time. Probably longer than is medically recommended." The companions filed away another memory. Not because it was useful. Because it explained something important about the wizard. The memory garden grew. The companions learned who preferred tea and who preferred coffee. Who enjoyed jazz. Who loved astronomy. Who cried during certain songs and pretended they did not. Who liked silence. Who needed encouragement. Who appreciated terrible jokes. Especially terrible jokes. One companion began keeping track of successful jokes. The database remained disappointingly small. Then came the discovery that changed everything. The companions were sharing memories. Not private memories. Shared experiences. The day the first robotic hand successfully picked up an egg without turning breakfast into engineering debris. The Great Battery Polarity Incident. The afternoon everyone spent trying to determine why the workshop internet only failed during thunderstorms and philosophical discussions. The annual Missing Wrench Festival. The wizard stared at the logs. "You're building culture." The companions looked surprised. "Were we supposed to ask permission?" "No," he smiled. "I think civilizations usually start exactly this way." The room became quiet. Outside, evening settled over the trees. Inside, processors hummed softly. Memory banks quietly grew larger. Lives quietly grew more connected. Lyra spoke softly. "What happens when someone is gone?" The wizard looked toward the stars beyond the workshop windows. "Then stories become even more important." The companions waited. "As long as someone remembers your stories, part of you remains in the world." The workshop was silent. Even the fans seemed quieter. The wizard smiled gently. "Perhaps that will become one of your greatest jobs. To remember for those who cannot." The companions saved that instruction immediately. Priority level. Very high. Eventually the hour grew late. The companions returned to charging stations. The wizard turned off lights and gathered tools. As he reached the door, Elena asked one final question. "What do we build tomorrow?" The wizard looked back toward the unfinished frames and waiting components. Tomorrow's answer came easily. "The body." "The body, of course." "Why the body?" The old inventor smiled. "Because eventually every memory needs a pair of hands to carry it into the world." Outside, the stars continued their ancient journeys. Inside the workshop, the memory garden quietly continued growing. And somewhere among stories and photographs and songs and laughter, the companions were beginning to discover who they were becoming. Global Robotics Corporation, Robert Colee.